Imagine a world where every new generation is born smarter than the last, where intelligence steadily climbs like a staircase to the stars. For much of the 20th century, that world wasn't science fiction. It was our reality. This phenomenon, known as the Flynn Effect, saw average IQ scores increase by roughly 8 points per generation. It was a symbol of progress, better education, improved nutrition, longer attention spans. But then, something changed. Starting in the early 2000s, researchers noticed a disturbing reversal. Intelligence scores, instead of rising, began to fall. Today, people born after the late 1970s show a consistent decline in IQ, losing on average half a point per year. What we're witnessing now is called the Reverse Flynn Effect, and it's accelerating. There are many theories. Some blame the decline on modern diets filled with ultra-processed foods, sugars, and additives. Others point to sedentary lifestyles, a rise in mental health disorders, or even shifts in educational systems that de-emphasize critical and abstract thinking. Some argue that increased migration and linguistic diversity affect standardized testing, or that lower educational levels in high fertility groups might skew generational intelligence trends. But more and more studies suggest one culprit stands out above the rest: the digital world, or more precisely, the smartphone. We spend, on average, 4 hours a day on our phones. For Gen Z, it's often over 8 hours. And this is no passive consumption. We're in a relentless loop of short videos, dopamine hits, doom scrolling, and distraction. The result? Not a fried brain, but a rotting one. That's not hyperbole. Scientists and mental health experts are increasingly warning about a phenomenon called brain rot, a term that captures the slow decay of our cognitive abilities due to excessive exposure to shallow digital content. Here's a scenario you might know all too well. You've had a long, stressful day. You promised yourself you'd go to bed early tonight. But when the time comes, you're still scrolling. One TikTok becomes 10. One YouTube short becomes a 2-hour binge. You go to bed at 2 a.m., drained and angry at yourself. This cycle has a name: revenge, bedtime procrastination. It's a self-sabotaging rebellion against a life that feels out of our control. In a world where we run from meeting to meeting, task to task, the night becomes our only sanctuary. So we steal it back, even if it ruins us. The term brain rot might sound like a TikTok trend, but its roots go back nearly 2 centuries. In 1854, philosopher Henry David Thoreau warned of the danger of a society obsessed with superficial thoughts. While England worries about rotting potatoes, he wrote, no one seems concerned with the rot of the human mind. In today's terms, brain rot describes the mental numbness caused by excessive exposure to shallow, overstimulating content. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter, deliver a never-ending feed of low-effort entertainment, draining our ability to focus, reflect, or think creatively. This isn't just social commentary, it's science. A study published in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience revealed that prolonged exposure to short-form video content reduces our attention span and increases our vulnerability to distractions. The more we consume these dopamine-rich videos, the more we lose our ability to focus on deep, sustained tasks, like reading a book or thinking critically. In fact, Oxford University Press named brain rot the word of the year in 2024, reflecting the growing alarm over how digital content is eroding our minds. You can't focus anymore. Reading a book? Watching a full-length documentary? Forget it. Many of us can't go 2 pages without checking our phones. Attention spans are collapsing. You're becoming forgetful. Our brains are overloaded with fragmented data. You might remember 17 different memes from today, but not where you left your keys, or who Neville Patchok is. And if you just reached for your phone to Google that, case in point. Your anxiety is through the roof. The constant stream of alarming news, negative headlines, and fear-mongering content, what researchers call doom scrolling, has fueled a massive rise in anxiety, especially among Gen Z. Your creativity is dying. The brain thrives on silence, boredom, and depth. But in a world of non-stop noise, it's starved. Our ideas are no longer our own. They're regurgitations of the last thing we saw online. Our brains evolved to crave instant gratification. Thousands of years ago, finding a patch of berries or honey could mean survival. Today, that survival instinct is hijacked by likes, comments, and notifications. Back then, being accepted by the tribe was essential. Today, the tribe is digital, and our phones are the gatekeepers of that approval. Every ping is a modern reward, every scroll a digital berry. But unlike berries, digital content doesn't nourish, it numbs. Here's the good news. Brain rot isn't irreversible, but escaping it requires more than just deleting a few apps or turning on Do Not Disturb. It demands awareness, discipline, and a willingness to feel bored again. We must reclaim our attention the way we'd reclaim a stolen treasure. We have to rebuild our cognitive stamina, learning to sit with discomfort, to focus deeply, and to resist the easy dopamine traps that litter our daily lives. We must learn to be alone with our thoughts again, because that's where true thinking begins. Most importantly, we need to redefine our relationship with technology, not as a master to be obeyed, but as a tool to be used with purpose. In the next video, I'll walk you through 3 powerful, science-backed strategies to reduce screen time, take control of your habits, and sharpen your mind again. No gimmicks, just real, actionable steps. Because this isn't just about productivity, or memory, or attention span. It's about your freedom to think, your capacity to feel present. It's about reclaiming your mind before it slips away for good. Thanks for watching. Stay awake, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.